the situation now looks like there's a vision, but the politicking and the people, they don't seem to come together.
Precisely.
So
is the point.
How do we get to a point where these three units, the vision, the system, or the politicking system, and the people can come together to make a difference? Because we're talking about solutions for the Niger Delta.
That's the point I talk about sincerity of purpose. You know why?
When you say sincerity of purpose, on whose part?
It's on the part of government. It can't be on the part of any other person, because the government has capacity. Apart from God, I think it's government in every society. It has capacity to meet its purpose at any time. Like listening to Fashola yesterday that we cannot deliver electricity because militants are bombing pipelines. And so who should be held responsible? Should that be the one to solve that problem? It's the government that must find a way to solve the problem. Government is about the only institution outside God that can meet its purpose in every human setting. And so, if government has sincerity of purpose, government will know exactly what to do to get the strategy right. It's not enough to just have a noble vision. The mission is even far more important in the issues of the Niger Delta. But to get to that vision.
How about the role of the citizens, the role of the residents there to hold the agencies and government accountable?
That is the thing. We take it for granted that those people there, they don't know what they do. They know it. They know their leaders. They know who their leaders are. But they are never given any opportunity to choose their leaders. That is where the sincerity of purpose comes in. The government will come with imposition. If you want a governor in the Niger Delta, the politics will be such that in the end, the wrong person will be the governor. If you want somebody to head a development agency in the Niger Delta, in the end, the politics will be such that the wrong person will be taken.
You know, you said this has to do with corruption and a couple of other issues, because if we have this X amount of agencies that should have done all what the nation needs to be done in the Niger Delta, we would have been able to get, you know, to a position where we say, we have done pretty well and there's more work to be done. If that is what it is, how did you feel, now speaking as the editor of a renowned newspaper, how did you feel seeing that headline that some governors from the region wanted the government to drop corruption cases? If this is also about what has left the region impoverished, and they say that they want some cases dropped involving people maybe from the region, doesn't that also indicate that there's no end in sight to what is happening in the region?
Yes. For anybody to even say that corruption cases should be dropped, the point shouldn't even come up in the first place. What they may be talking about, which may be put in a different context, is that if you want to pursue corruption, then make it holistic. Make it such that it will be seen by everybody that you are doing the right thing.
Not selective.
Not selective. Don't target a particular set of people. I think that is the point they are trying to make. But as somebody that is corrupt and is so established should not be prosecuted, it doesn't make sense. But maybe it's the slanting, the media slanting, that is interpretation, that is the issue here. Because if somebody is arrested and it's so established that the person stole money, misapplied public money, and you say the charges should be dropped, it doesn't make sense. The people will not support that. The real people of the Niger Delta. They will be so happy to see some of the corrupt leaders, people that really conspire to put them in where they are today now, being punished for their sins. They will come out in celebration. That much I know.
You know, talking about the real people, we've had cause to go to states in the region, and you see the ordinary, the average Niger Deltan, and what he or she goes through, especially the women folk who are not lazy. They are very industrious. They do a whole lot of work. How can these people be helped? Because if you say you're an agitator, people are also asking, most of the agitators who were in the forefront in the last dispensation are today living comfortable lives. It will seem as if that's another kind of business. agitating for development for the region, and it takes you to another level, and the people are left just the way they've always been, if not worse.
Yes, that is a very good point you're raising. It is why I have to appeal to the very good people of Niger Delta, not the dealers, not political contractors, not people who use the situation in the region to do dealings, to cut deals, to transactional leaders. Not transformational leaders, transactional leaders who are always looking for transactions. But the real people, and like I have started a campaign in my own little capacity that, look, we can deliver public good outside government. As if government says, for whatever reason, they are not looking at you, then do you now wait to be obliterated because government is not coming your way? That kind of people come together through advocacy, intervention, and do something for themselves. I'm from Orobu. I went to a forum and I presented a point that, look, if we can get 1 million subscription of 10,000 naira each, just 1 million subscription, in which case somebody like me, I can subscribe more than one. If we can get 1 million subscription, that will amount to 10 billion naira. And if 10 billion naira is transparently deployed into the land, that there may be a difference. But we can do it outside government. And so it has come to that point now when good people may have to come through advocacy and intervention program to at least, and then the people will be refocused, will be redirected to actually agree that, yes, these are actually our leaders. But every other person is trying to intervene in the issues through government. And so you will see a leader that will come, posture, grandstand, that until I become governor, until I become senator, until I become this, I will not be able to intervene in the issues. No, it's gone beyond that point now. So I will just appeal to the good people that, look, here we are. If government says we don't exist, should we not tell ourselves that we do not exist? That we can leverage on our strength, on our individual capacities, and then address some of the issues. That in the process, government may be forced to have a rethink. And you know, out there are international donor agencies, partners, that are waiting for this kind of initiatives for them to even deploy. But when there is no sincerity of purpose, because one is that they also will think that whoever is doing it may be thinking of something for himself. But once there is sincerity of purpose, I will continue to underscore that phrase. Once there is sincerity of purpose, the people will follow.
Sincerity of purpose, not just on the part of the government, but on the part of the citizens of the Niger Delta as well. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because the leadership is part of the citizen. Look, the leadership, when you talk of, because we look at Abuja, people will ask, is it the Abuja, the northern person, or any other person from any group in Nigeria that has been governor in the 6 states since 1999? Has anybody outside the Niger Delta, core states, been MD of NDDC since 1999? What of local government? What of the legislature? There was an incident that happened while I was in NDDC. The budget of the NDDC was presented at the Senate, and there was hula baloo, outcry. What was it? Is that there was an item in the budget that said money would be voted for wedding and birthdays and all of that. It became an issue, and it became a media embarrassment. That same budget, which was 230 billion, the budget was passed, not only passed, but was taken up to 234 billion, and it was passed by the same Senate that condemned the budget. How did that happen? Which is to say that when the budget of the NDDC is created, everything, you will see that in the end, before the budget is passed, it is actually not the budget of the commission that was originally created that will be passed.